Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, we've got a post from Crash. And we get a post from Crash. I'm going to try my best to cover it. You know, I take it seriously because I feel like he takes us seriously. I really do. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know that with any of the anyone, right? But every time this guy makes a post, every time he's on the live stream, I feel like this is someone who's like, I'm here to give knowledge, to take this seriously, to take the viewers seriously, to take the players seriously. I don't always agree with him. He doesn't always agree with me. I'm lucky enough. I'm one of the people who's DM'd with him, and he's going to mention that here. And he and I do often disagree, but I know I walk away feeling like this didn't get threatening, this didn't get manipulative, nothing like that. There's just like we disagree, man. All right, cool. Well, hey, I appreciate the knowledge and the back and forth. Cool. I think that's all you can ask out of people. All right, so let's go through this. I'm not going to read everything to you, but I do want to cover the highlights here. Is essentially what he's saying is like he does say he's like an introvert, and I appreciate him saying that because to me, one, it helps understand the few times I have met him in person. I did find him very enjoyable to talk to. I really enjoyed that experience. I was actually looking forward to hanging out with him if I had gone this year. But I do also understand too that people have varying levels of introvert and extrovert and outgoing and all that stuff. And that if you're introverted and even if you're extroverted, an event like this, a particular work event, can take so much out of you. And I appreciate that he made the effort to still talk to so many people. I have DM'd and messaged and talked to a lot of people who say, like, I got to meet Crash. I came away impressed. So he obviously met a lot of people who he did not already know. And I think that's a big deal, helping people feel welcome. Like, again, this kind of fits with the my whole idea. I'm like, I feel like he respects the people who are making the efforts to play his game. And I think by helping them feel welcomed, even though it takes him out of his comfort zone, I'm using the word respect a lot because it's a big deal to me. All right, so let's go ahead and move through it. It's just like it was very reassuring to see Summer's excited about the things we've been working on. Again, if you don't care about this, you don't care if people are excited, and so I think that just fits. Again, things like the Coliseum have been an enormous amount of work, and seeing Summers actually enjoy it is rewarding. Like, cool, got it. That's awesome. Over the course of the 4 days, I start on Thursday, and yeah, and that makes sense. People get on Thursday. It doesn't really end till Sunday night, probably. So this makes sense. Beyond that, there were 5 common themes summoners raised that we didn't cover in detail. I want to acknowledge them here to demonstrate we aren't ignoring them. I think that's huge. You know, I said in my what I want to hear at the event, and then even my synopsis of the event, that there were things I just didn't think they were going to cover that I think they are extremely important, but I felt like the Kabam was gonna kinda go with what they're good at, and that was like the show, get hype going. I'm okay with that, but again, this is a mature adult who's trying to treat us with respect and is like, "I want you to know that I'm aware these are issues." I Simon, promote this guy a lot, please, for all of us, for all of our sakes. For those of you like, who's Simon? Apparently the CEO of Kabam is named Simon. He gave a very nice speech at the end of the Battle Royale Brawl. And if he's watching, promote this man being Crash. All right, one, communication. Summers told me that they want to see more from us on this front. It's something I do my best to promote, but it can be challenging to muster the energy when I know every post I make is going to be met by a litany of angry DMs. Still, it was great to hear that many summoners are engaging with our team in good faith. Desire for better communication is what inspired me to write this post, and I have a few other ideas for things I may write about in the coming weeks. Simon, please promote this man. I think right there, even the term like good faith, for those who don't know what that means, it means like someone who's genuinely trying to communicate with you. There's no like manipulation intended. There's no, yeah, I'm going to use the term no gaslighting. If you've seen one of my recent videos, you know my feelings on a lot of the communication, or in particular that communication that we got at that time. And this is part of why Crash and I can disagree and walk away. No one was trying to manipulate the other person, and I think he's being incredibly genuine here. I can also empathize with the like putting something out and then going and reading the comments, and it's just like someone's like, "Wow, you didn't even watch this, and you're just so angry," and kind of going through that experience. I think he sees it probably on a significantly higher level, and he's also getting them in DM. So I can empathize with that and understand that. I think if I could add my 2 cents on this is like, I don't even necessarily need more communication. I need genuine good faith communication. I need people just to say sometimes like, hey, well, you know, we're sorry we messed up and we're going to figure this out. That's literally it. Like, that's all. That's it. And then just try to figure it out, you know. 2, AI. As I'm sure you would all expect, AI was a hot topic. We had considered doing a session on AI at Summoners Fest and decided against it because the technical nature wouldn't be appropriate for that kind of action-packed experience we want to deliver. We've made substantial progress in AI 2.0, and the team is working on it. This again fits again like with what I was expecting from the event. I almost like didn't want them to talk about the AI, even though I'm hoping for an update of some sort on it because it's the literally the number one issue of why I'm boycotting. Uh, and I agree with this. Like, I don't. I think the AI talk's going to probably be very technical. A lot of us probably won't even fully understand it. And I think this event was intended to be about the glitz and the glam. And by the way, like I'm from LA. Like I liked Hollywood. Like I'm not insulting by saying that's supposed to be about the glitz and the glam. And I think to drag it down in a way about the AI, especially something that's not finished, I actually don't think that's necessarily a bad call. Like a little side event that was filmed and videoed would have been really nice, but again, like I respect that that Kabam Crash is like, hey, we don't. I don't want you to think that we just aren't doing this because that's how it feels when you just don't get an update, right? That's why there's a bell at a desk. Well, there's not many that bells anymore. Again, I'm old. Let's move on. Number three, bugs. We had a rough Q3 when it comes to quality product or product quality. Thankfully, it seems that Shadow has started to lift, and we absolutely know we need to go further. We've made a commitment to building a better testing and QA process. I mean, hearing just that is huge. Now, I've said I want to read less, I want to see more, so I would like to know a little bit more about that process if they're gonna bring it up. I respect that he probably can't tell us. I'm not looking to know the ins and outs of their business. Like that's not my job. I'm a YouTuber with another job. Like sure. But we'll know it as we go through. And again, guys, I don't expect perfection out of them. We've talked about this that like I don't update my iPhone immediately when an update comes out because like Apple puts doesn't put bugs, they have bugs. And that's like a multi-billion-dollar company with a spaceship campus. So I understand Kabam's not going to be perfect. And honestly, I guess now that I think about it, if you remove the AI stuff, like the game does feel less bug-filled than it did the previous month. So maybe this is the QA and testing coming forth, which would be cool. For defenders, summoners believe the meta has been created by recent defender release has made the game less enjoyable. This is an active conversation on the game team, and we are working to identify opportunities to mitigate the negative impact that these defenders have had. Know this is an absolute top mind as we build our design for Fortress Assault. Would you not want this meta to be repetitive fights against the oppressive defenders? This one's really interesting, and I appreciate him bringing it up. I think this is a massive conversation, though. And I will say it's a little concerning. This is where like other videos I've made, I'm not going to redo the whole videos, but this is where it feels like the teams in command, departments, they're not communicating very well at all. In fact, they feel almost in conflict with each other. And unfortunately, us players are experiencing it. Again, I'm only bringing it up because it's relevant. When you go back to why someone like myself was upset about the Spider Woman situation, the thing that actually upset me was the original post and them using a defensive reason to remove an offensive capability and then ending it with the thing about you don't want too many defenders anyways, right? Or something like that. And it's like, you're literally buffing Rhino and Super Scroll this month to be better defenders. And this is where it feels like maybe the people making the champions and running that, and the people who are doing a lot of other things for the game, they're not communicating. I am, you can say I'm making fists. I don't mean necessarily that they're fighting, but they feel very in conflict with each other. It feels like the people who are making the game we experience and the champions and the nodes and the modes and all that are creating a very different game than what the rest of the team seems to think they're creating and putting out. And I'm really glad that maybe some people talked to Crash about this. I think this one is this one's an interesting topic. I want your thoughts on this. Like, I'm a little concerned that he might not know what's happening here. But I think again, I think he's operating genuinely, and I think it's hard to communicate over posts. I'm not accusing him of anything, especially anything underhanded here. Okay. And then five, Titan Crystal dupes. This one's really interesting. I've been aware of this for quite a while, having been in the CCP, that like they don't have the tech to recognize like where crystal comes from. And I think that what he's saying there is like whether it comes from a 7-star crystal or a Titan. And even if you don't think he's genuine at all, which I actually think he is, but even if you think he's not, as someone who's involved in the monetization of this, they don't want people not being interested in Titan. Titan's supposed to be like the premium crystal, so the less it feels like a premium crystal, the worse it is for Kabam. They want to sell that Titan crystal for as much as they possibly can. And so it not producing good results is a real negative for them. So even if you doubt the genuine nature of his intentions, which I actually don't on this one, but even if you do, know that as someone who's interested in the monetization of the game, he is highly incentivized to get that right. And I hope they do get that right because while I see it as a problem that affects whales more as the game progresses, as everyone else starts to get Sig 200 champions and Sig Stones and Sig them up, it's a problem that actually affects literally every single person in the game. I mean, the amazing thing is here, he kind of covered literally everything I'm boycotting now. Which I'm not gonna try to take credit and say, like, "He watched my videos." No, no. What I'm gonna say is, it feels good to know that there is a responsible, intelligent person who treats us with respect that seems to see all these issues as well too. And it does give me some hope that in the coming months, Kabam will take material steps to address them, and we as players will experience a significantly better game as a result. Let me know what you think I got right. Let me know what you think I got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.